Jane Adventures Death of the Doctor, the third story of Series 4, is written by Russell T Davies and it's starring Elizabeth Sladen, Daniel Anthony, Anjali Mahindra, Alexander Armstrong and Tommy Knight. A novel of this story written by Gary Russell and only gets released as an e-book on 25th of November 2010. So we have two special guest appearances in this story. Matt Smith is in it as the 11th Doctor. When I first saw the trailer and seeing him there, I was not expecting it. I was thinking, have I got a head injury or is the 11th Doctor in Sarah Jane Adventures? Yes! Katie Manning returns as Jo Grant as we last see her in The Green Death. When I saw the cast list before watching it and I saw Katie Manning's name on there, I was like, hang on, this name seems familiar. So I looked on Wikipedia and remembered that she's Jo Grant. I really lost it with excitement when I found out that she's returned. So the story begins with the gang talking to Luke on webcam, but unit soldiers arrived outside Sarah Jane's house. Harash was confused. As the gang went outside, Colonel Kareem tells them that the Doctor is dead, and Shan Sheath are setting up a funeral. The gang doesn't believe it, especially Sarah Jane. So Ronnie advised her dad to stay at home. So Sarah Jane and her gang gets taken to unit base and they discovered blue grass called Grosk. I enjoyed the bit where Clyde and Grosk are picking on each other. Colonel Karim mentions that Liz Shaw is on unit moonbase and Brigadier is stranded on Peru again. So the whole gang sat in the funeral with Shan Sheath playing music and gang remembers the Doctor, including Sarah Jane remembering the old Doctors like John Pertwee and Tom Baker and David Tennant. So then the vase dropped and there's Jo Grant with her grandson Santiago. Great entrance. And this is the moment where Sarah Jane and Jo finally meet each other. So after the long conversation, the funeral continues. Sarah Jane and Jo are getting the impression that the Doctor isn't dead. So Clyde, Ronnie and Santiago hits the shaft spying on Captain Karim and Shan Sheath, planning to steal Sarah Jane and Jo's memories of the Doctor. Clyde noticed that he still has that art and energy. He was electrocuted by it from the TARDIS, and because it gave their hiding place away, Shan Sheath were about to chase them, so they found Sarah Jane and Jo and warned them about Shan Sheath and realised that the Doctor is still alive. Clyde has got the voice of Matt Smith, so he then switched places with him and the Doctor. This is a great reunion.
So, gosh, that was different. Hello, everyone.
It's you, isn't it? Oh, you've done it again.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
Doctor?
Last time I saw you, Jo Grant, you were what, 21, 22? It's like someone baked you.
While Clyde is on another planet, Shan Sheath came in and electrocuted the Doctor to fix the delay. Layla Ruiz played Colonel Karim, a unit officer who's working for Shan Sheath. When I first saw her, I was thinking she looks familiar, then I realised she was Sarah Page in Primeval. She's a great actress. I always loved the gang. It's great that Matt Smith came in as the 11th Doctor, and it's amazing to bring Katie Manning as Jo Grant, or Jones, and having her reunite with the Doctor. Finn Jones played Santiago Jones, Jo and Cliff's grandson, and I love the character. I wish he was part of the gang. And yes, Finn played Iron Fist and Loris Tyrell, which is cool. He's a great actor. Grosk are similar to Grask, except they're blue and good guys and they're related to them, and Grosk hates Grask. Shan Sheath are a vulture-like race who organise a fake funeral to get the TARDIS key, and I thought David Bradley did an excellent job. So Clyde swapped places with the Doctor again and ran for it. So as the Doctor locked himself and the others in the room, the Doctor again, but with Sarah Jane and Jo, swapped places with Clyde again. And poor Clyde feeling space sick. I really enjoyed the moments with the Doctor and Jo having a conversation. The fact that John Pertwee's version of the Doctor is sitting with Jo with different face. So everyone left that planet for good. As Clyde asked the Doctor how many times he can regenerate, he jokingly said 507. Fun fact, 5 plus 0 plus 7 equals 12. Sarah Jane and Jo gets kidnapped by Shan Sheath and gets strapped onto metal chairs, and remembering their 3 Doctors each. Because the Doctor couldn't go in as he hasn't got his sonic screwdriver, he gets Sarah Jane and Jo to remember their time with the Doctor like aliens and friends, including Brigadier, Master, Daleks, Agador, Alpha Centauri, Sea Devils, Zygons, King Peladon and everyone, and I do love that scene. So there was too many memories and the key got corrupted and disappeared, so as Sarah Jane and Jo went inside the coffin, the whole room exploded and everyone is happy that it survived and arrived at the attic. Santiago is mind-blown. Joe mentions no matter how much difference the TARDIS looked, it smells the same. I wonder what the TARDIS smells like. Sarah Jane told the Doctor if he dies, they feel it. So after saying goodbye to the Doctor, Joe and Santiago says goodbye to the gang as they're heading to Norway. Sarah Jane does a research on Doctor's old companions. Tegan Javanka is at Australia fighting for Aboriginal rights. Ben and Polly running an orphanage in India. Ian and Barbara Chesterton are at Cambridge and rumoured that they haven't aged since 1960s, which I'm guessing it's during their time with the Doctor. Harry Sullivan working with vaccines and saving thousands of lives. And there's Ace, apparently she's called Dorothy, and she runs a charitable Earth raising billions. And we saw that in season 26 Blu-ray box set announcement, a video, which is cool. I'd love to see a spin-off series, that'll be cool. And sadly this is the last time we see the Doctor and Sarah Jane on screen together. Yep. So yeah, that's The Death of the Doctor, one of the greatest Sarah Jane Adventures stories. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks people as always for watching, and see you in the next video.